I know this going, I'm losing. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I know the Bitcoin's going to 50K. Welcome to this brand new Monday technical analysis video for Bitcoin. I hope that the sound of that song was coming through, because that's right, I'm absolutely excited, and so are you. If you're in the crypto market, you're probably looking at your portfolio today going, what is going on? Bitcoin has finally broken out of its consolidation, and we are moving to the moon. We're getting one step closer to the moon. So I'm really excited for you guys to join me today. We're about to do some technical analysis because we are right at the most interesting point of this chart. Now, for those of you that have been following me for quite a bit of time, you know that I have been talking about this golden pocket for quite some time. We are at the golden pocket from the all-time high to the bear market lows of 2022. And right now, this is a little bit of a make or break it scenario for Bitcoin. If we can break 41,500 to 42,000 emphatically and reclaim it as support, the next stop for Bitcoin is around $48,000 to $50,000. That's why you've heard it here, Bitcoin to $50,000. We need to finally clear this last boss till we get this huge candle to the upside. We have so much to talk about today. I hope you are strapped in, and let's get straight into it. So after consolidating for what seemed like an age, basically from the 24th of October to the 4th of December, you're talking about 6 weeks of just sideways consolidation, but moving up in this perfect uptrend. Let me remove the SVP HD. You can see that Bitcoin has been on an absolute tear. Okay, especially just today alone, Bitcoin is up from 39,500 to 41,500, and doesn't look like stopping at the moment. What I'm waiting for at this critical price junction is a rejection from Bitcoin. We have been overbought for quite some time. We are overdue for a large correction. You've heard me right. We are overdue for a large correction. I'm looking something between the vicinity of 20 to 40%. So if we do our math right now, we come back down 20%, that'd be to the range lows of 32,680. If we go to 40%, well, let's go 30%, one step at a time. 30% takes us to 29,000, and that takes us pretty close to the highs that we had back here on the 14th of July. So that's 23%. 30%, we're looking at about here, 29,000. And 40%, we're looking at 24,900. I don't think we'll get Bitcoin that cheap. I mean, it would be absolutely amazing, but I do not think we will get that type of opportunity. So right now, I'm looking for a swift rejection in this current price zone, or we continue higher. If we are able to break this zone right here, I'm going to make this zone nice and red because it deserves to be red. Let's go style, red, right here. If we break this zone, Bitcoin is going to 50K, 100%. We've already gone through the $40,000 psychological level, a nice big round number, and I thought we'd actually get more of a rejection at 40,000, but we didn't. We've now gotten to the top of the golden pocket, the 6.66 Fibonacci retracement, and Bitcoin looks to soar up to the $50,000. If this were normally like some form of bear flag, what we could normally do is we would normally, gather the length of the flag and then, measure it out from the breakout, something like that. But because this is like an ascending sort of channel that broke to the upside and not to the downside, things are looking extremely bullish. So I've personally sold some Bitcoin at this price because I do feel like this could be a point of rejection. It might be too early. That's totally fine. I don't care if it's a bit too early, because I do think even if we go to 50K, we will get a rejection somewhere up here. A 17% rejection brings us down to that 41,500. 20% brings us down to 39,000. 30% back down to to these lows right here. So my thought process right now is I'm happy to take some profit here on my Bitcoin, buy back even a bit lower. Even if we drop down $1,000, I'll probably take that, because $1,000 you're looking at a 2% drop. So $1,000, there you go. That's 2%. An extra 2% of Bitcoin at these prices is an extra, well, 2% is an extra, let's just say Bitcoin gets 120,000. That's an extra 2 times 3x from here. You're looking at 6% increase, a 6% increase. I hope I did my maths right on that. If there's any mathematicians out there, maybe you can correct me. I see we've got 3 people in chat, guys. In the chat, let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Where do you think Bitcoin is going? Do you think we're dropping from here, or do you think that we are continuing to $50,000? So right now, let's zoom in to the charts. I have a lot of my indicators on. Let's go the weekly indicator to start with. So on the weekly indicator, yes, the RSI is at 80. It has gotten higher during the bull market. The previous bear market rally, let me just double check. Yes, the previous bear market rally, we did get up to 78%. We're currently at 81%, so it's quite a bit higher than normal. On the daily, the RSI is moving back to the upside. We did have this trend line that Bitcoin broke under and has broken back above. So we broke below, had a bit of a sell-off, and now that we're back over, we're looking at possibly creating our third bearish dip. So something like here, as long as we have a lower high below at the 84% mark, we are going to get another sort of violent rejection quite soon. So the money flow on the daily is quite thick. So this makes me think that, yeah, we're probably going to get that 50K, if I'm honest. Like, I feel like things are too bullish right now. If we get a rejection from here, maybe come back and retest, $39,000, $40,000, something like that. But Bitcoin is just on an absolute tear, absolutely on an absolute tear. So how is this comparing to the rest of the market? Well, if we look at some of the comparisons of Bitcoin to altcoins, most altcoins are down comparative to Bitcoin. And that's something else I'm going to show you today. So if you do want to know when you should be swapping your Bitcoin for altcoins or altcoins for Bitcoin, what you really want to be focusing on is their Bitcoin pairing. So type into your trading view the first 3 letters of the ticker symbol for your altcoin, followed by BTC, and that'll give you a chart of that pairing. When you start seeing this chart reverse to the upside, that means this altcoin is going to start outperforming Bitcoin. Let me see if there's one on the market. Well, audio today is the biggest gainer. So we can see that Audius today is outperforming Bitcoin by 11.3%, which is great. We've just had a nice little green dot here, which means this is probably the bottom for Audius. This is one of the tokens that I made some really good money up in the last bull market. And if we take a price analysis from here, we can see that Audius can do a 15 to 20 or 15x comparative to Bitcoin compared to where it is now, right? So this is the percentage of what one Audius token is worth compared to Bitcoin, but we can get quite a volatile move to the upside. And Audius is a great music platform. It's a Spotify competitor. So if you guys haven't checked out Audius, there's a free little tip for you guys to check out. Now, another thing to keep an eye on, Bitcoin dominance is absolutely screaming once again. This is why Bitcoin is pumping and all the altcoins are kind of struggling. Once Bitcoin does break this 54.34 sort of level, I do feel that this golden pocket lined up with this trend line. Let me just make this nice and easy for you guys. I've spoken about this for quite some time. So Bitcoin, I do expect to come up to the golden pocket. We do have this trend line as well that coincides with the golden pocket. And once Bitcoin dominance does break this upward trend line, we're probably going to see a lot of liquidity go back into the market for altcoins. So that is also quite an exciting period for the altcoins about to come up. So right now, what are we looking for? Well, we're getting a lot of bearish divergences on the lower time frames. Okay, so Bitcoin is starting to look, like I said, overbought on many time frames. I've got so many trend lines. I do apologize. It's probably difficult for you guys to see. So right now we've just created we created a higher high on the 15 minutes. So that's quite good. We do have, however, bearish divergence on market cipher B. So 50% of my indicators tell me, hey, we need a little bit of a pullback here. We can see the Bollinger Band width percentile is at its extremities, which means the Bollinger Bands are quite extended. Do I have the Bollinger Bands? No, I don't. Let me just pop them on. So Bollinger Band width percentile. Oh, sorry, that's the width percentile. I just want to put the Bollinger Bands on. Where's the Bollinger Bands? There we are. So we're going to see that the Bollinger Bands on the higher time frames are still in an expansive direction, right? Still in this expansive direction. I do, however, think that we might consolidate here for a little bit just because this is such a critical level. We might even get a pump to 42,000 because I know there's a fair few sell orders at 42,000 in accordance to the order book. So what I am keeping an eye on is, either consolidation or retracement from here as a, final buy the dip opportunity before we go to 50K, or this is the top. But everything on these charts are telling me that we're probably going to get some. We're probably going to go to 50K before we go to 30K. That's just what the charts are telling me. However, I can be wrong. This is why I personally have decided to sell out a little bit of my position right here. So what is this? What should you be doing? That's totally up to you. As I've just mentioned, I have taken some profits right here. I am looking at buying back lower, even if it's not just now, but in the future. But yeah, Bitcoin's on an absolute tear. I feel like the funding rates is absolutely crazy right now. So the funding rates are so positive right now that you're paying 0.033% on Bybit to be holding longs, because that means everyone is longing right now. No one is shorting. Okay, so there's a huge skew of investors right now that have increased the open interest. So therefore, we're probably, maybe it's 60-40, 70-30, something like that. But the majority of holders are currently holding longs. And normally when the funding rate is this high, we tend to get a pullback because everyone's getting over-exuberant. Everyone's getting this FOMO and this euphoria, myself included. This is why right now, because I'm getting this euphoria and I'm a retail trader, I'm taking profits here. I counter trade my emotions. Okay, when I see that my portfolio is not doing well, I buy, because that's exactly what you should be doing. Not financial advice, but people start getting afraid. People start selling their portfolio off because they think we're going down lower, and then we tend to get a quick recovery back, or something like that. This is why whatever emotion I'm feeling on the day, by looking at the chart or looking at my portfolio, I do the opposite. Do the opposite of what I'm feeling. If I'm feeling euphoric, I sell. If I'm feeling bad, I buy. It's just something that you need to start teaching yourself, because if you're doing the opposite, this is a great way to wreck yourself or lose a lot of what's called opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is if you have one Bitcoin right now and you were to sell it right here and it goes to 50K, or you start seeing it break 42,000, you FOMO back in, that $2,000 means you're not going to have a full Bitcoin if you buy back in with the funds that you sold, right? So let's just say you sell at 40K. We'll use round numbers. You sold at 40K. Let's find 40K. Let's put a horizontal line at 40K. Okay, you sold your Bitcoin at 40K right here. Okay, so you sold Bitcoin here. Now you've seen Bitcoin sort of pump up to 41.5, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I'm missing the boat here. Bitcoin's going to go to 50K, so you buy back in here. So you had 40K, and then now you're buying Bitcoin back in at 41,500. So I'm going to go 41,500 divided by 40,000. No, it's 40,000 divided by 41,500. See, I knew I should have gone back to school. So you're looking at 0.963 of a Bitcoin. So you've technically just lost 3.7% of your Bitcoin because you got too greedy. Right? You got too greedy. You thought, it's going to, pull back right now. This is why if you're not a day trader, do not worry about trying to pick bottoms and tops. Either find yourself a mentor that can obviously do it, or just wait till we're in 2024, 2025 at the height of the bull market. You haven't lost any, potential appreciation of the Bitcoin that you're holding. And now it's obviously, the smart move, because we know that where Bitcoin is going. We know Bitcoin is more than likely going to break its previous all-time high, right? So current all-time high is 70K. So if you sell now and you have to buy back in lower, you could even get a larger opportunity cost loss. So if you bought any time around here, just hold your Bitcoin. It's probably the only thing that I do not like to sell, right? I do not like to sell my Bitcoin, but being a trader, I make sure that I hedge my bets. So right now I've sold some Bitcoin. I've opened up a low leverage long, a little bit lower. because in case Bitcoin does appreciate, I'm not going to lose anything. But that's because I'm a trader. I do leverage trading. So guys, don't follow what I do what I say, not what I do. That's what my dad always used to say. So that is it from me today. If you like today's content, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Make sure you join Stefan for all the remaining live streams of the week. It's going to be exciting. You're probably feeling some euphoria. I know I am. So I can't wait to see and hear from you guys, letting us know how much money you made in this upcoming bull market. That's it from me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.